For ACUSports.com, I'm Grant Boone with head women's basketball coach Julie Goodenough. Her team is now alone atop the Southland Conference standings. Coach, you knock off Sam Houston State on Saturday, a game that you really controlled from about midway through the first quarter on. You throw the records out, really, don't you, when you get in the Southland Conference and just play?
Absolutely. I mean, every team in our league is able to beat all the other teams in the league on any given night. And so, I mean, you've got to be incredibly prepared for every team in the league. And Sam Houston's no exception. They've played a lot of close games. I mean, their record could very easily be, a lot better than it is right now. And so I think you can't put a lot of clout and value in records. I mean, you just got to take teams at face value, break them down, come up with a good game plan, and be able to execute it on game day.
And this was a team that came into the game as a really good rebounding team, one of the better rebounding teams in the league, and you got them by, I think, 12 in the game. There seemed to be a sense of purpose with your team, really from the opening gun. What'd you see?
Well, we knew that Sam Houston relied heavily on offensive rebounds just to give them extra possession, so that was a point of emphasis, trying to find bodies, do a good job blocking out and keeping them away from those. But they are, they've got some big kids inside. I mean, it was quite a chore trying to rebound with them, and really proud of our players for making that an intentional effort.
Alexis Mason shared team-high points honors with Lizzie Dimba, and so now 5 of the last 6 games, Alexis Mason has either led your team in scoring or been tied for the lead in scoring. This from the player who's had, 2 knee procedures in the last calendar or in the last 12 months. And isn't it interesting that as the year goes on, she continues to get better? Well,
she's just a tough kid. She's very tough-minded, extremely competitive, and it takes a lot to get her out of her game and to get her to doubt what she's able to do. And I think she's playing with a great deal of confidence right now. She's confident in her teammates, but she's really confident in herself right now, and I think that we're seeing that game after game.
I also think it's interesting that as we have played 10 games now in conference, your second leading offensive rebounder in conference games is your freshman point guard, Bree Wright. You've put a lot on her shoulders, and by and large, she's responded, hasn't she?
She really has. I mean, another tough kid. She had to come in and be our starting point guard. She has a great supporting staff around her in this. The other senior or the other starters who are all seniors, but they hold her extremely accountable to everything that she does out on the court. So she's in a pretty pressure-packed situation game after game, and it's just been really fun to watch her grow and mature through the game experiences that she's had. She's doing a phenomenal job for us.
Just maybe half an hour before your game ended, the game in Natchitoches, Louisiana ended with Northwestern State at home knocking off Stephen F. Austin, who began the day tied with ACU for a top spot in the Southland Conference. You always talk about controlling the controllables, and then you let the scoreboard take care of itself. Well, here's what you can control. You have 2 games this week, starting on Wednesday night against Central Arkansas. They're a half game behind you, 9-2, tied with Lamar for second place. You went there last year, beat them by a dozen. You beat them here at home, but I've got to believe this is going to be as tough a test as you'll face the rest of the year.
I really believe they're the hottest team in the league right now. I mean, they are playing really, really well. They've got all the pieces to score points. They are tough defensively. You know what you're going to get defensively, just lockdown man. Sometimes, 75 feet. Sometimes they pick you up at the three-point line, but it's going to be really good, solid team defense, man-to-man. They've got, good scoring threats from the perimeter. Their post players are big. They can score, they can drive and rebound. So I think they're the hottest team in the league right now.
Well, and they're an experienced team. They won the Southland Conference tournament last year. They were the number 1 seed because ACU couldn't go, even though ACU was the regular season champion. I know what kind of respect you have for Coach Rushing there at Central Arkansas. I'm sensing a really healthy, respectful, but budding rivalry with Central Arkansas. I don't know if it's just because you went head-to-head last year. What do you think?
Well, I do expect it to be a great challenge on Wednesday, and I think that that Sandra coaches. Her coaching style is similar to me. I think we recruit high-quality, high-character young women. We both, I think, value defense. We value rebounding. I think, if she and I sat down and wrote out our philosophies, they would be very similar. And so I do have a lot of respect for her and her staff and just the way they run their program. You know what you're going to get with them. I mean, they're going to be hard-nosed from start to finish. and especially playing at their place with a lot on the line, for both teams going into that game. It's going to be an awesome challenge. It's going to be a lot of fun.
You play Northwestern State according to the calendar on Saturday, but if I know you, that game really doesn't exist yet, does it?
I think one of my coaches is looking at them right now, but we're really focused on Central Arkansas.
All right. So it is ACU and Central Arkansas. You really have a battle for first place. If Central wins, they would move ahead of ACU. If ACU wins, they would put another game between them and the Sugar Bears. That's a 7 o'clock tip-off Wednesday night, Conway, Arkansas. You can hear the game on the ACU Sports Network. For Julie Goodenough, I'm Grant Boone.